Okay, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. It's Sunday morning, man. It's cold. It's 27 degrees. But we're finna get into it. We're gonna get out here and we're gonna get all these commercial ones done because you can't do them during the week. Well, you can, but it's a lot of rigmarole. It takes a lot longer during the week. And plus, I want to, again, I'm just trying to free up time. So the ones I did yesterday, made over $300 in just a couple of hours. That really helped me, well, set the groundwork for the whole week. So we're gonna go over here, we're gonna cut about $650 worth. I'm gonna give him $120, you know, for pay today. And yeah, and well, we probably won't even work 4 hours. I plan on being home to watch the Falcons game. So that comes on at 1 and it's 8:30 now. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. I'm just trying to, you know, I want to free up the week. So tomorrow I may end up doing some skid steer work. I got two skid steer jobs I could possibly do this week. I know I can do the one over in Noonan where I'm pulling out those trees and running the brush cutter up in the woods behind her house. I still need to sit down and look at this stump grinder fitting. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna what I'm gonna do it, because I'm afraid if I put it back on there that I'm not gonna be able to get it off. And well, worst case scenario is I have to go buy another fitting. Now I shouldn't have to do that because I just bought that one, and I think that the hydraulic place shop over there, if I bring that one back in there to them, that they may just swap it out for me, and then they can return it to their you know, wherever they got it from. And I'm ready for things to get back to normal, man. You know, I've been you know, well, my days and nights are starting to get mixed up, man, because of all the time that I'm not working regular because of the holidays, and that's okay. I'm doing a little bit each day, and you know, like I was saying, so it's all gravy, baby. And it's gonna be cold today though. 27 degrees is what the truck says right now, but with the sun out and moving around just a little bit, it ain't so bad. What is bad though is when you're on the lawnmower, right? So I hope this guy down here with the stumps, I think, I don't know for sure, he might be trying to pull a fast one on me. You know, I gave him a quote to grind all those stumps, right? And the quote was friendly because, why? Because he's got so many of them, right? And it's right down the street from my house. So I went on and did the ones in the back. Y'all saw I got a video out where I did those a couple weeks ago. And he's supposed to have the utilities marked in the front. I don't think, you know what I think he's gonna do? I don't think he's gonna have them marked, and I don't think that he is gonna want to do the front ones. You know, because I think that, well, I had free time, but some customers, you know, they are like, well, I got all these stumps, so give me a good rate. And then I give them a good rate to do all of them, not just 4 of them, all of them. And I did the most difficult ones, which is what somebody would have charged a lot more money for, a lot. The only reason I did them was because, well, it was a slow day. I knew I could do them right then, and I was going to be getting the other 8. Now he did pay me for the 4, you know, but he paid me as if I had done all 12. And you know, I think what he's going to do, he's not going to want me to do the other 8. That's what I think. And if I had been thinking, or I don't know, then I would have. He, you know, we agreed that we would do the other 8, but he's got to call utility locators out there, and I don't think he's done that. He would, if that was the only way he could get the ones in the front done. He would, if that was the only way he could get the ones in the back done. But see, he, you know, a lot going on, a lot of damn pallet time ticking out here, man, for sure. So it's the nature of the beast, man. The nature of the beast. So now today is if you're me and you got guys out that work for you, and or you're actively trying to work them, today's a test. Today's a test for my young man, working, because it's really cold. It's Sunday morning, and this is the way that you find out if your guy is legit. One of the ways, you press them a little bit. It ain't like I'm calling him and saying, hey, I need you to work today, and I'm not going to work. Right? And I text him a message. I said, hey man, you want to work tomorrow? And he's like, yeah, man, sure thing. And I'm like, okay, meet me at the store between 8:15 and 8:30. I text him back and said, it's gonna be real cold, so dress accordingly. And I didn't get he never answered that. Well, he didn't answer. I said, meet me at the store at 8:15 to 8:30, and he didn't answer the text. And then I came back and said, it's gonna be real cold, so dress accordingly. And he didn't answer that text either. So this is going to tell you, if he shows up today and don't call me or anything, then that tells you that, well, he's got a little more discipline than most that come out here, because it's cold, 30 degrees. So yeah, so if he shows up like he's supposed to without any BS, just like it's a normal 70-degree day, then I'm going to be pleasantly surprised, I will say. But if he don't show, then, well, I'm going to I'm going to do the work either way. So it's up to him whether he gets this money or not. Not up to me. It's up to him. Because the work, and then tomorrow, if he don't work today, then he won't be working tomorrow either. Now I don't want to, put bad vibes on it, but it takes a lot for somebody to come out here in 30-degree weather to cut grass or to clean up leaves or whatever. And this is going to be just a small test of mental endurance, right? There's only one way to find these things out, and that's by actually doing and putting the test down. Now, of course, guys that work for me or whatever, young men that are watching the videos, you guys are not going to see it like a test. You're going to say Ray's trying to drag me, but Ray's really not trying to drag him, because Ray's out here with him. So and if you can overcome the weather, the Sunday morning, and all that, and still be at work, then that's pretty good. It says a lot about your self-discipline and mind over matter and all that there. And that's what you need to work for a guy like me to make good money. You got to be trainable, and he's definitely trainable, but he's got so much to learn out here on just the logistics of doing the work, the actual work. So because there's a lot that and if he comes out here today, right, of course I'm not telling him this up front, but if he comes out here today and everything everything goes off according to plan, then tomorrow, or when I do the skid steer jobs this week, I'll bring him out on them, even though I don't really hardly have, I really don't have to have nobody on the skid steer jobs. I really don't. But if he can come in today and overcome this, then he'll be rewarded by being able to come out on the skid steer jobs. And because the skid steer jobs are really easy for the guy on the ground, usually. And it pays pretty good for what they have to do. Because at the end of the, like, if I don't need nobody on the ground, then and I'm willing to have them come out anyway, well, that tells you how easy their job's going to be. So we'll see. We'll wait here, 15 minutes or so, and just see if he shows up or if he texts or whatever. I have no idea if he's going to come in or not. He said he would, but he didn't respond after I told him, the time and dress for the weather. So yeah, it's okay. If you don't show up, I'm going to go on and do the properties. I'm a pragmatic kind of guy, if that's the word. I think that's how you say it. Because of my history with labor. So need I say more? And either way, the work's going to get done today. I'm not putting it off till tomorrow. I won't do any of the ones that are outside of the commercial sites that I got, but I'll be able to put this money right back in my pocket, and that's 120. So you just don't never know if the guy's going to show up, and if he's not going to show up, is he going to text me and tell me, or is he just not going to show? See, if he doesn't have enough kahunas to text me and say, man, it's just too cold, or blah blah blah, then well, y'all know, y'all seen it before, and probably will see it again. But I'm gonna do these yards no matter what. I got to get them done so I can have my week easier and easier. It's 8:35 and I ain't heard from him yet, so 8:37. And see, I'm not the one that's gonna be calling. I'm not the one that's gonna be texting and calling and all that crap. If he don't show and don't call, then well, that's on him. You handle me a certain type of way, then I'll handle you a certain type of way. And at the end of the day, I don't really, well, at the end of the day, I just, y'all know, that way forward. I'll be moving forward. And but I'll wait here and give him 20 minutes or so, and I'm not gonna be calling him and none of that shit. If he can't, I'm not gonna do none of that. So he's gonna have to, if he didn't want to work today, all he had to say last night was, hey, I can't work today. You see, and that's where these guys, they feel in a certain type of way at 7 o'clock in the evening, and then they feel a totally different kind of way when they wake up and it's 28 degrees outside. Yeah. And I told him last night it's gonna be cold. Y'all see, I'm ready. I got the bearskin hoodie on. I got a Carhartt long sleeve, thick on underneath it, and then I got a t-shirt on underneath that. So and see, he hasn't really had any bad experiences with me as far as this kind of thing goes, because he's always either called and said he's gonna be a few minutes late, or stuck in traffic or whatever. But see, you can't be stuck in traffic. Today is Sunday. There ain't no traffic. And then there comes a point in time where if I don't hear from him, here in the next, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, and then these guys, they'll come up with an excuse like, my phone died, or the same thing that I always hear from guys that work for me. But see, when you're coming out here and you're working for a guy like me, and you're just labor from time to time, and a guy like me's trying to pay you, 25 bucks an hour or more, it's really more, because with 2 mowers going, these properties wouldn't be nothing. But if you don't show up today, then what I'll have to do is I will, well, he won't be working. He'll what ends up happening is these guys, they alienate me in a way to where I don't want to, I don't want to mess with them. And that's what ends up happening usually with just about everybody that comes out here that says they're going to work and then they don't. And this is not me, right? I mean, a lot of guys come in the comments talking about, well, that's just you, Ray. They don't want to work for you. Well, why? Well, okay. Well, why did he say he wanted to work? I mean, you got options. I mean, it ain't like I'm holding a gun to nobody's head saying, hey, you better come to work or else. I just, so I was going to work either way. I just texted him and said, hey, man, you want to work some tomorrow? I'll give you $120 if you help me with blah, blah, blah. And he come right back and said, oh, yeah, man, I need the money. And, here I am. Now, how's that my fault if you don't show up? How was that my fault if you don't text me or anything? It ain't my fault. It's costing me because I'm sitting here for nothing. When I could be, well, I would have planned things a little bit different, but I'm pretty good at planning on the fly because, well, in my line of work, you got to be able to plan on the fly. And I'm pretty good at that. And all the properties I'm doing today are mostly just mowing. There's no, they're all just big mows. One's about 3 acres. Another one's about 1.5 acres. So it's 8:45 and I ain't heard from him yet. Now, well, if he thinks that I'm going to be calling him, he's so wrong. He's got a lot to learn, because I don't do that. But I know there'll be somebody in the comments talking about it's my fault that he didn't come in, and I don't know how that is. You can't expect them to work on Sunday. Well, you shouldn't have told me he was going to work on Sunday, dude. That's where I'm at with that. So, but I knew this was going to be a test. But I didn't figure he would not call me if he couldn't come in. I almost halfway expected him not to work, really. Well, when I texted him to ask me if he wanted to work, I expected him to say, no, man, I can't, man. I got blah, blah, blah. That's what I expected. But when he said, yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. It's all part of having a job, man. You're certainly not going to be able to come out here and make top dollar when you can't be responsible enough to let me know that you're not coming in after you told me you would. See, the after you told me you would is the critical part there. And a lot of guys would have already been done left. I even gave him, well, I told him 8:15 to 8:30, so there's a 15-minute grace window there, and now it's 8:55, so another 25 minutes. So I've given him a 45-minute grace period to show up or to text me, and nothing. So that's a form of disrespect, if you will, and I'm sure it's my fault. So some kind of way. But it doesn't matter whose fault it is, really. At the end of the day, it really doesn't even matter. It's about doing what you say, and if you can't, man up and yeah, all that. And that's why they work it for me. That's why guys don't have, a 9 to 5 or whatever, because they can't hold one. And that's what I'm seeing with guys that work for me out here. And the ones that can show up for work every day, or that are a little more grown and do what they, say for the most part, they think that they are, running shit. So, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. And yeah. So let's go get these commercials done either way so I can get the $1,800 check this week.